I'm Barjonah.
Wait. Okay, tell me who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing here today in Galveston.
I'm Barjonah. I'm from Lamarck, Texas. And I'm here on the rally not only for Trayvon, but for the many Trayvon that have suffered the inhumanities done to them by humanity. I'm of the mind to believe that injustice anywhere, Dr. King said, is a threat to justice everywhere. Until we can rise above the narrow confines of our individualistic concern to a broader concern of all God people, we will never truly be the people that God called us to be.
Have you had a personal experience in your lifetime? How old are you first?
I'm 58 years old.
Are you? Have you had a personal experience in your lifetime that stands out in situations like this?
Yes, I consider myself a slave right now. I consider myself a slave. 29 and a half years in prison. Sent to prison for the first time for a crime I did not commit.
You served 29 years?
29 years in prison.
For what?
A crime they arrested me first time for a crime I did not commit.
What was the charge?
The charge was aggravated armed robbery. Picked a young 17-year-old boy out for the streets and took him to the jail, the county jail. Never been there before in my life, and sent me to prison. They asked me why I acted the way I did. I said because I acted like the people that raised me.
What county was this in?
It was in Tarrant County where I was born, Fort Worth, Texas. And I acted like the people, TDC, I know their real name. They didn't change it to TDCJ. The Judge William Wayne just declared them cruel and unusual. So if you raised me and you was cruel and unusual, then that gives you the idea that I would be cruel and unusual because I was raised by my parents.
When were you released from TDC?
I was released 2003 from Texas Department of Corrections.
And you're no longer on parole or anything?
I am on parole the rest of my life. I didn't have a chance to vote for the black president of the United States because I didn't have a voice. And Judge Mathis said, when you don't have a voice, you're a slave.
Aggravated armed robbery was the charge?
Aggravated armed robbery, 6 years. Copped out for the second one after they convicted me because I did not believe that it could happen. So I copped out. The second charge they charged me with, the next time I went to prison, they gave me 75 years for a burglary, not even the evidence in the courtroom.
Wow. So, well, we know why you're here today then.
And the next time they gave me 336 years. The state of Texas have given me a total of 189 years.
Tell me something. How has that affected you now that you're out here? Are you able to get a job with a record behind you like that?
Ask me, do I have a job? No, I do not have a job. Ask me, have I been walking with chainsaws and tools, knocking on doors, trying to get a job? Yeah, God did bless me when I got out. I was one of the best contractors in this area. Made a lot of money, but I failed.
Okay, well listen, gosh, we could talk to you a long time about this, but we don't have
But what I really wanted to say was this here. This is what I really want to say. This is not just for blacks. This is not just for white. It's not just for Asian. It's for humanity. Because injustice anywhere, as I said, is a threat to justice everywhere. Injustice in our homes is a threat to justice outside the home. Injustice in our cities and in our communities is a threat to justice in our state. Injustice in the state is an injustice to our nation, and injustice in our nation is a threat to justice in our world.
I understand. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Dr. King also said this here, and I'll be quoting his speeches all day right here, I'll be right here. Dr. King also said this here, to overlook a wrong or an injustice is to become an accomplice with it.
Well said, well said. Mr. Caldwell, thank you for speaking with us. We'll be talking with you later today.
All right, I'll be here.